sure if you guys can see that, but we are headed to Savannah, Georgia. See, I actually got a message from a guy on Facebook Marketplace that he wanted some of the parts that I got for sale. And I actually messaged him back. I said, hey, you've got some parts that I want for sale. And yeah, so I think we're doing a little bit of a trade and cash type transaction, something like that. So I'm not sure what all he's going to buy for me, but I know I'm going to buy from him. So let's head down to Georgia, and we've got just under 4 hours left, and we'll pick this up when we get the stuff. You guys ever had a day just go completely sideways? You know, did not go how you were expected, and basically what happened yesterday was I was 3 hours into my 4-hour drive from the Charlotte area to Savannah, Georgia, because that's where I was going to meet up the guy. The guy was driving from Central Florida, I think maybe near Ocala, something like that. So he got like 2.5, 3 hours from home, and basically what happened was he hit something. His rear tire on his CTS V3 exploded, and he basically had a flat on the side of the road with no tire. And of course, the V3s don't come with a spare. And so yeah, even in the tire gunk from the picture he showed me, the tire goop that they sell, that wouldn't have worked either. So I was an hour 15 outside Savannah, and I get a text message, hey, I've got a flat. I'm like, really? So that kind of changed the dynamic of the day, because I thought I was just going to be driving to Savannah. It's about a 4-hour drive, give or take. Meet up and then head back home. Well, what I ended up doing was I actually ended up driving to basically Jacksonville, Florida. So that added another 2 hours each way onto my drive. Basically made it to a 400-mile trip one way. So I left here at 3 p.m. I got to outside Jacksonville at 9 p.m. I got the part that we were trying to get. We exchanged some parts. I sold him some stuff. He sold me some stuff. Then I headed back home. Well, with that having to drive the extra 2 hours to Jacksonville from Savannah, that made my return trip, instead of a 4-hour trip, into a 6-hour trip. So instead of roughly a 8-hour trip total, my trip now became a 12-hour trip. So I was gone from 3 p.m. yesterday till 3 a.m. last night. Actually, it was a little bit after. It was about 3:30 in the morning when I got home. I drove just under 1,000 miles. I think it was 900 something. And yes, it was just a super long trip. I will say this though, the truck on the way down got about 21, 22 miles per gallon. On the way back, I was going a little bit quicker. And so I was getting about 18, 19 on the way back, which, hey, you know, for me, the SS behind me with the LSA only gets like 21 on the highway, and that's just mixed driving. So, you know, and that's with a 4,500 pound car, and that's a 6,000 pound truck, something like that, with a 6.2 and a 10 speed. So I really kind of wish we were able to put a 10 speed in the SS, but that's besides the point. So, but yeah, so just a super long day. Like I said, the day went completely sideways, but it was one of those things. It's like I was already halfway there, and if I was going to turn around, I would have wasted 6 hours total, and then I'd have to do this all again in another weekend. So it just made sense to keep going, and I was able to meet the guy up at a hotel, because basically what he did was he towed his car back home through AAA, got a hotel, and then he was going to Uber it back home. So I was able to get the parts that I wanted. He got the parts that I needed. And yeah, so just a super long day. And like I said, I should have been home last night about 11, maybe 11:30 at night, but that became 3:30 in the morning with the extra extended drive. So, all right, guys, so I hope this was worth the 12-hour day I had yesterday. And man, yeah, I guess it was 12 hours. Like I said, I was gone from 3 to 3. So here we go. We got an awesome bed sheet. Now let's get this thing unwrapped, and what you will see, if I get the sheet off of it, we have a full carbon fiber roof for a Targa top C6 Corvette. You guys might be wondering, well, wait, they don't make those. Actually, guys, they do. I was unaware that the certain company that made this actually does. And if you lift it up, this actually is carbon fiber. You'll see the holes. These are not the holes for a Z06 or ZR1. That is the handle for a Targa. And you'll have the release clamp right there. This obviously doesn't have any of the hardware in it, but this is all 100% carbon fiber. So the previous owner somehow found out about this Targa top and ordered it from one of the companies. I think it's Anderson Composites. I could be wrong about that. But I think he ordered this a few years ago, and you just don't see these. Like, you do not see these in a Targa top version. Yes, you see the ZR1 Targa easily, but you don't see them, the carbon fiber mounted to the Targa top inner structure, you know, the inner lid, if that's what we want to call it. So, yeah, so either someone had this made or they bought it from Anderson Composites, like I said. And, yeah. So if you're trying to find out about this, try calling Anderson Composites and see if they sell this. I think this is unlisted on their website. That's what the guy said. So, not 100% sure that's where this was made, but this is not a vinyl overlay. This is not a carbon fiber skin on top of fiberglass. This is 100% carbon fiber bonded to a Targa top, you know, the inner structure. So, yeah, so that's pretty much what we drove 12 hours for. And guys, I think it was worth it. All right, so here is the glass compared to the carbon fiber, and yes, this is sitting a little bit funny. That's because I don't have any of the hardware on the carbon fiber top. We're just gonna go place it on top of the Corvette, see how it looks. But the weave is all pretty much going the same way. You guys can see the weaves going that way, so that's good. I will say this, the clear coat, or maybe it's the gel coat, I'm not really sure what's going on with the top. It's a little bit cloudy compared to this carbon fiber. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but like this is pretty optically clear. This, the rooftop itself, it's kind of milky, if that makes sense. Maybe it just needs a good polish and buff, but I'm just not sure. So, but yeah, like, you know, this is Extreme Online Store, you know, so it's a fairly cheap carbon fiber from Amazon, and this, this is TBD. I think it's Anderson Composites, like I said, but like if you guys could see, you know, there is a little difference in just the optical clarity of the clear coat. So this, I might need to re-clear coat this. Well, it's not that big of an ordeal. So, but yeah, guys, that thing fits awesome. Now, do keep in mind, I have none of the hardware on here. I don't have any of the latches, the pins, or anything like that. So the spacing might look just a little bit weird, but you know, for an overall shot, there's some crap on some dirt. But yeah, I mean, that looks awesome. And guys, like I said, that thing weighs almost nothing. I'll have to get you a final weight on that. But yeah, that's pretty badass. So yeah, we finally have a Targa top equipped carbon fiber top C6Z Z06 ZR1 swap. That's pretty sick. So carbon fiber front clip, you know, ZR1 hood, the Z06 fenders, carbon fiber front splitter, carbon fiber side splitters. I've got that carbon fiber rear diffuser, and there's some inserts on the bumper too. Those are all carbon fibers. So one of the tops that we're going to start working on, well, actually I've been working on this one. This is actually the glass roof that I've been stripping. So took the weather seals off. I took all the pins out. I took the latches out, the back latch, the fronts, as well as the pins, like I said, in the back and the front. And the front has these trim pieces. If you guys remember our glass install video, I actually bought these new. Maybe that's why those popped out real easily, because I just kind of pulled on one and I put a screwdriver behind the other end of it and popped right out. So I didn't break any of the clips or anything like that. So we're good to go. So we really don't have any investment on any new parts for this new carbon fiber roof. So, oh, and one thing I did want to specify. If you guys are disassembling the Targa top and you guys are going to reuse your weather seals, these were actually kind of hard to figure out because I couldn't, you know, I didn't really see many guides on here, but there's a little bit of adhesive on the front, a little bit on the back. There's like a little spot right there. The easiest way to get these out, you actually guys can see the bolt holes, screw holes, but they're actually in the center. So if you guys kind of put your finger down in the channel, you guys will actually see the hole. So if you guys can see that hole right there, I just put a extended Phillips head screwdriver in there, you know, a bit, and I was able to get those out. And I just used it by hand. I didn't use any power tools or anything. So yeah, so that's kind of the secret of getting these apart. I saw a video where a guy like took the weather stripping out of the channel, stripped the top, stripped the bottom. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do that. I just need, you know, the top part. I have the carbon roof now. One thing I discovered, this is actually wrapped in leather. I had no idea that was there. Now, I still haven't figured out if this is an OEM infrastructure, if that makes sense, like the support. I want to say, I think it is, because it does have the same texture as the glass roof that's over there. It's kind of, I'm not sure. It's not paint, it's not powder coat, but it does have this like textured surface feel to it. So I want to say, I do think this is an OEM inner piece, and I think, like I said earlier in the video, I think it's the outer part that's been bonded to an OEM piece. So, all right, well, now that we've got all of the pieces, we can go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to start on the weather stripping. So this is the right side. I think so. Yeah, that's the right side. And like I said, we're going to start this by basically trying to feed this lip right here. We're going to get the carbon fiber roof skin over that. And then we're gonna get the hardware attachment, these 4 screws that are inside. You guys can see right there. And like I just said, it's in this channel, so not too difficult. All right, guys, you can see we got the passenger side weather stripping on. This was actually kind of a pain. It was a lot easier to take off than put on. Best suggestion I have is not put the screws in it, because I thought I could just put all 4 mounting screws in it and then try to get everything lined up. But actually, that's not going to work out. So the best thing to do is to get it in place, get the lip over the roof, kind of like you guys can see, we do have the lip over the roof, so it's going to seal properly. And then push it down into the channel and put your hardware, as you guys can see somewhere. Yeah, you guys can see down there the screws. So, all right, guys, I got the weather stripping installed on both the driver and passenger side. And basically what we got to do now is just get all the latches, all the hooks and all that stuff. So I'm not really going to show too much about this, because we did show this in the previous glass top video. We'll have that link up above. But basically, it's 10 millimeters for the roof latch in the back. It's 15 millimeters for the hooks up front, the pins up front. The pins in back are also 15 millimeter. And the only other fitting you're going to need is a T40, and that is for the handles that go up front. So, all right, guys, ignore the messiness. There's handprints and marks all over it, but I've got all the latches, everything secure, all the pins. The roof is fully installed. If you guys look up, you guys can see that the latches are everything. Now, I do need to put the decorative cover over the center latch. I actually put that on, then I had to adjust it. So that center latch, I'm not even sure it has like a 1/16 of an inch of adjustment. So I put it on, but the first time I tried to tighten it, man, that thing, it really was, it was super tight. I was like, yeah, that's probably not good over the long term. Plus, when you press the release button, it was super tight to try to get it released. So I released all the clamps, released the front hooks. So this one, one on driver's side, got the center one loose. And then I just tightened the front, tightened the 2 front ones. Like I said, I'd already loosened the back, the 2 10 millimeter bolts. I then clamped it down, it got tight, and then that's when I tightened it. That's probably the best way to get it to fit properly without it being super tight. And like I said, guys, I mean, it's like fractions of an inch of the adjustment on that thing. So I mean, it could slide back and forth a little bit. It could slide a little bit more forward and backward. And kind of like I said, I loosened it up. It fell where it fell. All right, guys, I just finished polishing, waxing, and putting a sealant on the top. I did not do really any correcting polish. I just went to a finishing polish and wax or sealant. Oh, and I clay barred it first. So it's way super silky smooth. There's a couple of little scratches in it that I probably could buff out if I actually tried, but honestly, guys, this whole car needs a really good detail. I haven't detailed it in a few years. I mean, it looks great in pictures and video, but yeah, like I said, I really haven't detailed this in a super long time. So that top will get taken care of then, and we'll do a full paint correction, plus I'm probably gonna do a ceramic coating on this. I'm just not sure yet. So, but yeah, so I did weigh the top, and I actually had to go to the internet to find out the weights of the original top, because I thought that I had mentioned that. But so with that being said, the carbon fiber top is actually 21 pounds. The painted fiberglass top is between 25 and 26 pounds. And the glass top is also about 20 or 21 pounds. So we really didn't lose any more weight with the carbon fiber roof, but we were able to get a top that matches the halo bar behind it, and we're good to go. So I thought it was gonna be a little bit lighter, and when you don't have any of the latches, the pins, the hooks, or anything on there, that panel is super light. Well, guess what? I took all those items off of the glass top, and yeah, the tops do feel about the same weight. So we don't have the super lightweight C6 Z06 top, but guys, those tops are not removable, and this is a Targa top equipped car. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more Corvette content, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. If you guys want to help support the channel, I'll drop some links down below. Like I said, I'm not really sure the history of that top. I don't know where it came from, so I'm not really be able to give you guys a source for that. But for the pins, the tools that we used, as well as those plates that we had put in that we transferred from the glass top, we'll give you all the links down below for that. And also make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Any contribution you guys make there, go right back into the channel, the projects, the car, the truck, etc. So that'll be it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.